Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel By the Book, which is an e-learning platform where we provide different courses on UPSC, APSC, state PCS, banking and other competitive examinations. I am Panchanan and I am here to help you out with the syllabus for Indian polity. Today's lesson is Historical Background Part 1. So, without further ado, let's begin. First of all, what we have done is we have divided the entire content of this lesson, that is historical background, into two categories. First is the East India Company rule, which is from 1773 until 1858, and the second part is the Crown rule, which is from 1858 till all the way up to 1947, which was the year of our independence. See, the Crown rule started from 1858 right after the revolt of 1857, when the British government took the administration of India from the hands of the East India Company. Now, as we all know that the East India Company came all the way back, right, in 1600, and it came purely as a trading company. So many of you might be wondering why we have kept the time frame from 1773 onwards, right? Because the East India Company came long back, right? That's because it was only after 1773 that the British started to pass certain acts or laws with regards to its administration in India. Only after 1773 the British started to pass certain laws for its administration in India. Okay. See, it is very much required to know all these acts passed during these particular periods, because many features which are added in our modern day constitution have been taken from the acts which were passed during this time. Okay. See, the roots of many of the features in our constitution today can be found in the acts passed by the British during this time. You got it? Now moving on. See, let us first quickly see the acts passed under the East India Company rule. Let us just go through it once. These are the 7 acts which were passed in the time frame of the East India Company. What were these? These were the Regulating Act of 1773, Pitt's India Act of 1784, Charter Act of 1786, Charter Act of 1793, Charter Act of 1813, Charter Act of 1833 and Charter Act of 1853. Okay, now see, every act which is mentioned here is not important for us from exam point of view. Okay, see, in the competitive exams, questions are mostly based from 4 acts, which are the first one, which is the Regulating Act of 1773, secondly, the Pitt's India Act of 1784, sixth, Charter Act of 1833, and 7, the Charter Act of 1853. You got it? So what we will do is that we will do an in-depth analysis of only these 4 acts which are highlighted in green, as you can see, right? Okay. See, it's not that we will ignore the rest of the acts, but we'll discuss them, but we will just briefly discuss it. Okay, the rest of the 4 acts which are important, we will do an in-depth analysis of these. Okay. Now, before moving on to the analysis part, let us quickly take a look at the acts which were passed during the Crown rule. Okay. See, during the Crown rule, the acts which were passed were, these were the acts: Government of India Act of 1858, Indian Councils Act of 1861, Indian Councils Act of 1892, 1909, Government of India Act of 1919, Government of India Act of 1935, and lastly, the act which got us our independence is the Indian Independence Act of 1947. Okay, did you get it? So these are the acts passed during the Crown rule. Now, let us one by one discuss in details the acts passed during the East India Company rule in India. Okay, first act which was passed during the East India rule was the Regulating Act of 1773. Okay, now look, before simply just jumping directly into the features of this act, let us first understand the scenarios which led to the passing of the act. Okay, see, as we know, British came in 1600, right? But it was only in 1773 that the British government felt the necessity of passing an act for its affairs in India, right? So obviously there must be certain strong scenarios which led to it, right? So let us just first start by looking into the East India Company before the Regulating Act of 1773. Okay, as you can see here, we'll discuss these points now. See, now look at the first point. The British came to India in 1600 as traders in the form of East India Company, as we already know by now. Okay, now look at the second point. East India Company had exclusive rights of trading in India under a charter granted by Queen Elizabeth I. Now see, when the East India Company came, they were a trading company, right? And they actually had a charter, okay, which was granted by whom? Queen Elizabeth I. Now, what did this charter contain? Okay, this charter granted East India Company exclusive trading rights in India. When we say exclusive trading rights, it simplifies that no other company had rights for trading in India. No other British company had any rights for trading in India except East India Company. Okay, you got it? Moving on to the next point, to the third point. See, now let me tell you. Now see, from their arrival, the British did not, directly they did not stick to trading alone. Okay, there were many instances where East India Company tried to interfere in the administration of India. Okay, they got engaged in various conflicts with native rulers and tried to consolidate their power from being traders to administrators. You got it? They tried to shift from being merely traders to being the administrators of India. Okay, so now one such major event was the Battle of Plassey in 1757. It was fought between whom? Between East India Company and Nawab Siraj-ud-Daulah of Bengal. The outcome of Battle of Plassey was that East India Company captured Bengal. Okay, so the Nawab of Bengal, he lost Bengal to East India Company, right? Now, after the Battle of Plassey, another significant battle was fought in 1764 between East India Company and then Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. Okay, you got it? The name of that battle was Battle of Buxar. Okay, in the Battle of Buxar between Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II and East India Company, again East India Company won. Okay, now in 1765, after the Battle of Buxar was fought, a treaty was signed between the Mughal Emperor and the East India Company, and the name of the treaty was Treaty of Allahabad. Okay, the basic feature of this treaty was that though Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II lost the battle, right, but the British allowed him to keep the administrative powers of his land with him. Okay, the British did not take away his administrative rights, but in return, the British demanded Diwani rights for the land. Okay, Diwani rights means that is the rights of revenue and civil justice. Okay, the rights of revenue and civil justice were taken away by the British. Okay, thus what we can see here is that this established a dual form of administration for the first time. How dual, if you ask me? See, because now the administrative powers after the Battle of Buxar, the administrative powers were left with the Nawab of Bengal. That is, if we have to name this form of government, it is called Nizamiyat, where only a certain party has the administrative powers. Okay, but the Diwani rights, which were civil justice and revenue rights, they remained with the East India Company. Thus, you can see there was a sort of a dual form of administration running in that area at that point of time. Okay, now see, look at the fourth point. East India Company had 24 members in the Court of Directors, elected by stakeholders of East India Company known as Court of Proprietors. As we all know, see, In a modern day company, the management is often referred to as the board of directors, right? You might have heard of the term board of directors. So similarly, in case of East India Company also, it was the court of directors. As we have board of directors now, in the time of East India Company, it was the court of directors. Okay. And what was the number of this court of directors? It was 24. See, we need to remember this as it is asked in many competitive examinations regarding the number of court of directors when the Regulating Act of 1772 was passed, right? So what you have to do, you have to directly give the answer. It is 24. Okay. Now, these court of directors were elected by the court of proprietors. Remember this, they are elected by the court of proprietors. Now, who were these court of proprietors? See, these court of proprietors, they were the stakeholders of the East India Company. That is, they had shares of East India Company. So, obviously, they will be more powerful. They are the powerful people sitting on the top as they are the stakeholders, right? So, they elect the court of directors who actually run the company. Okay, who ran the company actually. Okay, now let's see the next point. East India Company paid 4 lakh pounds yearly as tax to the British government. In return, the East India Company got protection from the British Royal Army during various conflicts and war. See, the East India Company was such a profitable company that it paid 4 lakh pounds as tax to the British government yearly, that too. Okay, like any other modern day business establishment, East India Company too paid taxes. To whom? The British government. And in return of this tax paid, the East India Company got support from whom? From the British Royal Army. See, as we all know, the East India Company had multiple instances of wars and various conflicts with other Europeans and also with native rulers. So in these scenarios, the British Royal Army backed the East India Company. Okay. Now what happened was that, see, now moving to the next point, now what happened was that during the period of 1768 to 1772, East India Company's financial conditions went completely downhill. Okay. In fact, they reached a state of bankruptcy. Can you understand what I'm saying? East India Company reached a state of bankruptcy. Okay. Now, can you imagine the rise as well as the fall of the East India Company during this period? See, as we already discussed, that the East India Company was such a profitable company that it used to pay 4 lakh pounds yearly to the British government as mere tax. Okay, but in 1772, the conditions were totally different than before. They were so worse than ever that East India Company went completely bankrupt. Okay, we will discuss the reasons of this bankruptcy in the part 2 of this video. Now, for now, we are sticking to this point only. Okay, now, these conditions of East India Company, their bankruptcy and all, this grabbed the attention of the British government. Right? See, East India Company was an organization which generated huge revenue for the British government previously, right? From India. Okay. East India Company generated lakhs of pounds and they paid also to the British government as tax, right? So, the British government could not stand the fact that East India Company suddenly started drowning. Right? Therefore, to revive East India Company, to bring it up once again, British government introduced the Regulating Act of 1773. Right? And there was only one motto behind implementation of the act. The motto was to regulate and supervise the affairs and work of East India Company. Did you get me? We have discussed all the possible scenarios which led to the implementation of the Regulating Act of 1773. We will discuss the other half of this video in the second part. This is the first part of the video on this topic. You can find the link to the second part of this video in the description box down below. Don't forget to check that out too. Subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button if you find our content helpful. And also don't forget to share our videos so that our channel grows and we reach a mass audience. And also send us your feedback. Any questions, doubts, queries or suggestions you have for us, send them all in the comment section down below. So here are our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also our email ID is given. Follow us to give us all your love and support. We really appreciate it a lot. So with this, we have come to the end of this video. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.